all right, party people in the place to be, vandals, and all you little beasties out there who have eaten the king's meal. This is a brand new episode of How'd We Get Here? And man, we're finally talking about it. This is a book. Dude, I absolutely love this fucking thing. You know what I mean? No doubt about it. Like, it's one of my favorite things that's been put out in recent years, along with Joyama. And I think that you feel almost the same way as I do, right, Joseph?
Yep, this is a good book, man.
We're talking about Soroush Barazesh,
Soroush Barazesh.
Barazesh
Yeah.
is Kings of Nowhere. This is published by Dark Horse, and I don't know why this book doesn't get more, promotion, and it's so slept on. So I'm really happy that we're talking about it tonight. It is so gangster. But before we get into that, man, what's up, Joey? You got a lot of stuff you want to talk about, right?
Yeah, man. We haven't done an actual check-in in a long time. So before we dig into Kings of Nowhere and its awesomeness, we often do a check-in. So we'll do a check-in. We've had a lot of creators on and interviews. Oh, hey, Cookie, how's it going?
Cookie.
So I'll actually do a check-in. I'll go with maybe the older stuff to newer stuff that I've read. I read this. Guy at the comic shop had talked about it a long time ago. Snelson. It's about a comedian and his ups and downs as a comedian, getting canceled. It talks about cancel culture, comedy, and all that stuff. It's written by Paul Constant, and art is by Fred Harper, and colors by Lou Lutheridge. And Fred Harper, he's the guy who's doing art on the
Toxic book.
Toxic Avenger. And I love his art. He's got a pretty cool style, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that's him. He did the cover as well. So that's the guy. This guy's working on the ongoing Toxic Avenger right now. So that was a pretty cool read.
It's an Ahoy book, so like it's pretty funny. Like I've everything I've read of theirs is it has been pretty funny. Like they seem to kind of do comedy books, kind of. Yeah, I mean, like there's a bit of drama to them too, but like they're usually pretty funny.
I'd say this is more drama than comedy because it's more of a commentary kind of on comedy. The whole
but it ain't Baby Reindeer, right? Like it's it's not all depressing and
no. But I mean, it's more like because you know how comedy was in kind of because of the cancel culture and had to be careful what to say, and there was kind of that period where comedians weren't sure how far they could take comedy and stuff, so it kind of touches on that a bit. And it's really, the art is fantastic and the story's really, really fun, especially reading it now, going through. And this came out right about in the height of it all, so it was pretty on point for when it came out.
What's it called? Snelson,
yeah.
Nelson, that's what it is.
Snelson, yeah, or Sneelson. I don't know how you pronounce that. Yeah. And then I have this is one that you and
that's Alan Moore's best book.
Yeah, you and Chase were fans of this, so I was like, oh, and I saw it was on sale, so I picked it up. I read the first 12 issues, and then you said what is it, 49ers?
Yeah, the 49ers, the prequel graphic novel is so good.
Prequel, I just started reading the prequel one a little bit, so I read the first 12 in that. So it's pretty good. The art is great. That's got whatchamacallit,
Gene Ha.
Gene Ha's on that. Art fantastic.
What's cool about that is it's got like everything attached to top 10. It's got the Smacks graphic novel as well as like the really bad Wildstorm book that they put out that didn't have Gene Ha or anybody working on it. I forget, The Furthest Frontier.
You had Xander Cannon, who was the other artist who came in on
the Smacks graphic.
The Smacks and stuff. Yeah.
Which is cool. The Smacks graphic novel is hilarious. It's its own adventure. You know what I mean? So like that book's going to be a lot more fun for you the more you read it.
Well, let's say I'll read the first original 12 story arc, and I'm going to read the 49ers because that's one you really liked a lot. So I'm going to read those two first, and I'll go back and read the other stuff. I picked up Gerard Way's Doom Patrol a while back and finally broke into that. When I went on my trip to go visit my mom, I was reading that on the bus. So I picked that up. And because I read that, I'd bought this 4 or 5 years ago and never got around to read it. So I finally read it because that's like the event
The only good event book ever written.
And
Like,
it's the event involving all the young animal books. Yeah, and there's some funny stuff in there for sure.
It's so good.
so I
Milkman, man.
Yeah, so I read those two things, and then I got into. I don't have the original one, but we covered Bambi and her pink gun on a previous episode, and I got a used copy from a library or something. But come to find out, most of his stuff has been translated into French, so I ordered the whole series in French.
I'm so jealous, dude.
Yeah. So I've read the first 4.
But we found a way where I could read it in English, so we are going to be covering Bambi in full soon.
Yeah, on Manga Dex.
Yeah, man.
Manga Dex. That's where you can go to find manga that's been translated by fans. Like, let's say if it hasn't been translated into English, you have fans that actually go out and translate it. So it's
don't give me shit about pirating, because if it was available in English,
translation.
I would own it.
Yeah, well, look, I can read French and I bought it, so you know, I'm on number 5. This is great. This is kind of similar to what we're going to be covering, kind of, because you have your big bad, right? She always it's almost like boss fight, and this kind of covers the same thing. And each boss that however you want to, has its own theme, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You have a Western style one. You have a luchador one. So all the people she fights, because there's a bounty on her head. So you have all these different hitmen, and each hitman has like a theme to them of something that Atsushi Kaneko, like all the stuff he loved, he put into here. And like each town or assassins that come in is based on something he loves. So he was like, I found a way to tell a story to fit all the things I love, like horror, westerns. It's all in here. It's pretty cool. What else? Oh, I was on it. So I actually, Fantagraphics is doing the English translation to this, Search and Destroy, but it was already translated into French. So I picked up all 3 volumes in French, but you could pick this. Volume 1 is out now on Fantagraphics in English. Volume 2 will be coming out June 8th, I believe. So you guys will be able to read that, the English translation. And 3, I'm not sure when it comes out, but Fantagraphics will be putting this out on June 8th. So you'll be able to pick that up.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. Like, I'm excited for book 2 to drop later on. That one's also on the fan one, but like I'm just gonna wait to buy it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
but
so
we will we'll cover the first book like in a review though.
Like, I mean, come on, look at this. The character design is just
show one of the city layouts, man. Like the city is just so beautiful because it's like this weird like cyberpunk version of Russia that he's imagined with just these grand statues everywhere. So fucking just magnificent.
Right there, like the 3rd page. You have one right there.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, man. I love Kaneko's work.
Yeah, good stuff.
I'm hoping Search and Destroy will help get some more of his stuff translated to English.
Yeah. And then this is something I've had sitting on my shelf for 2 or 3 years at least, and I got around to reading these now. The Humans by Keenan Marshall Keller is the writer, and Tom Neely is the artist, who you might know from Glenn and what's it called again? Glenn Danzig and
Glenn and Henry.
Henry in Love or something like that, or whatever.
Yeah, that comic about Danzig and Henry Rollins being
like best buds that are maybe lovers, partners as well. So,
but Humans, that's probably one of the biggest must reads ever, especially if you're a fan of grindhouse type stuff. Yeah. Like it totally nails like that 70s biker movie feel, but like it's mixed with Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. Yeah, any biker movie you like, let's say Planet of the Apes was a biker movie. That's pretty much what it is, right? Like, I mean, he even says humans don't kill humans, So they even have lines like that in it. And take any of your favorite biker movies, and calling
themselves the Humans is basically like calling themselves the Animals type of thing. And like they keep humans in pins. Like there's this one guy that like actually mates with them, and they kind of call him a freak. It's so good, man.
Yeah, it's graphic, both, and it's mature content sexually and in the violence. It's graphic on both fronts. Like
Yeah, it's one of those books that I was talking about. We need more of in our
and the next
body
arc.
bag episode.
Yeah, the next arc to this. This is volumes 1 and 2. The next arc will be coming out sometime in 2025. I don't know the exact date.
Oh, are they actually doing more?
Yeah, called The Jungle. It'll be where they're in prison. They
Okay.
get arrested and they're in prison called The Jungle, and that'll be the 3rd chapter to this series, and it'll be coming out on Uncivilized books.
Oh, okay. So like, and it's not going to be Image no more. They got
No, I guess not. I don't know if maybe this.
that's
I don't know.
fine.
Yeah,
Image is more happy putting out toy commercials, man, than real comics nowadays. So
yeah, and in it there's like at the end there's a great thing they have. You can send out for a patch, get the humans patch for the club. And I asked today online, and Tom told me he thinks they still have some left, but I'd have to get into touch with Keenan, and I could probably still get a patch. And there was a guy on Twitter when Dean and I were talking, he got a patch. And what they do is they come up with a nickname for your club nickname. And he was Big Guns, was his name, the guy that we're talking to on Twitter. So, and he had one of those patches, which was very cool. Very cool. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So that's my check-in. I won't do any shows or movies. I'll just do comics, because I had quite a few. So that's pretty much my check-in.
Yeah, I gotta check in, man. I finally got Lady Mayhem by Jen Wright and Jared Solmaninsky. Carl Solmaninsky, that's what it is. And like, this is a book that a lot of people never thought that the physical was going to get released. It took like around 4 years for it to come out, but it finally did, and I read it, and it's actually really good. You know what I mean? And I don't know how I'm gonna feel about supporting them in the future, but I am happy I got this book. It's very fun. It's very well drawn. Like, it's a blast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For what it was advertised, like, I got what I wanted. You know what I mean? And plus, I got the story of, like, having to wait 4 years for it, and it actually did finally come out. So that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? To actually have like a tale like that to tell. So I'm happy. And if you get a chance to get it, if they have extra copies, man, definitely check this book out, dude. Like, if you like especially if you're a fan of Kyle Andrews, like, it really reminds me of his work, especially Renato Jones. Like, it's pretty much the same story as Renato, but very cool. Hey, Spanky. Hey, what's up? What's up, Pops? I didn't see you were here.
Spanky's in the house. Randall. I don't know what you prefer, Randy or Randall. Is in the house. Cookie's in the house. All right. So, you have anything else to check in, or?
Yeah, I've been keeping up with Daredevil, even though I said I was probably gonna wait till binge it. And dude, like, I feel what you and Phil were talking about with the therapy sessions, man. Like, there are too many of them per episode. Like, in this last episode, there was like 3. And there's no action in the episode, but you get 3 long ass foot of Kingpin and his wife, like, and it's the same shit over and over again. It's like, you don't need to, they didn't need to do it that many times. So yeah. That's kind of getting on my nerves, but for the most part, I'm still enjoying it. It's still
they could have done, like, maybe use therapy as like a flashback, kind of an echo in the back of his head, kind of thinking about stuff. I don't know,
Well, the whole thing is going to fall to when his girlfriend tells him about all the shit that the Kingpin told her.
Yeah.
So,
and then when she reveals that, you could do like quick flashbacks of their sessions, right?
Yeah,
she's
you
telling
don't
the
need
story
to see him live.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to see a long, drawn out thing with him. And she's kind of an afterthought, I think, in this anyway. His wife. The only time you really see her is when they go to therapy, right?
Well, she's probably going to end up blowing his cover because, like, she keeps doing the gangster shit, and I think Daredevil's going to actually come after her.
Yeah. Anyway, I think Punisher makes an appearance in this one.
Yeah, at the end, he kind of
like not Punisher, but not Punisher. Frank Castle makes an appearance in this episode.
Yeah, he's
not the Punisher, but Frank Castle. Let's be clear on that.
And then I've read a bunch of stuff too. I don't want to get too into it, but like some of the stuff I really enjoyed was Daniel Warren Johnson's Beta Ray Bill. I finally got that and read it. It's fantastic. It's kind of great to see the DWJ write a book that didn't want to tear my heart out. It was just like a fun adventure. I read 10 Grand by J. Michael Straczynski and Temple Smith, and that is fantastic. Really cool supernatural noir. Pretty much in the same vein as like Criminal Macabre, like any of that Cal McDonald stuff from Steve Niles. It's a lot like that, but like a little darker. It's its own thing. But I definitely recommend it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I guess. Oh, and I read Almighty by what's his name? Laurel.
So you're working your way through your book outlet order?
Yeah, I got like 4 books left.
Yeah.
Most of them are ones that I bought that I already read, but like I wanted to get copies of. So, but yeah, I'm digging it. Let's see
what. Wake me up when it's over. Hey, I mean, if you're having a hard time sleeping, I guess. Me, it's that whatchamacallit, Repo Man.
Yeah, the
Jude Law.
Jude Law.
And what's his name? Black
Fishburne,
dude.
right?
Fishburne. No.
Yeah, it was Lawrence
Fishburne, not
right?
Lawrence Fishburne. No, it's the dude with the lazy eye. It's gonna bug me now. Shit. It's not Weathers. He won an Oscar.
Forrest Whitaker?
Yes, Forrest Whitaker. Thank you. That I wouldn't have been able to go on with the episode if you wouldn't have. It would have. Yeah, Forrest Whitaker's in it with him. Man, that thing. If you have some kind of form of insomnia or something, put that movie on. It'll put you right out.
Oh man,
better than horse tranquilizers, I guarantee you. Yeah.
But yeah, man, you ready to get into it?
I'm ready to get into it. Yes, our spotlight, our feature of today's episode. Yeah.
This is book 1. It's in color, and out of the two, like I like book 1 kind of a little bit better. Just because I love how mean spirited it is. Like, cause this book is just brutal off rip, kind of, but like it's got a dark humor to it too. Basically, it starts out, man. You got this poor kid, Billy, and like he lives in the favelas. You don't know how this world is. They kind of don't explain anything until book 2, but like it's an Earth-like type world, pretty much, called Gaia, is what you find out in the second book. And Billy, he just gets beat on, man. He's 10 years old and he can't catch a break. He comes home, like his mom is kind of like his only anchor. She's like really gangster. His mom's pretty hot too. Just saying. She kind of is the only thing that's grounding him, man. Like he's already ready to break loose. You know what I mean? He's already exhibiting violence towards the gangsters, the little gang kids that beat him up. So you also find out that his dad is like the leader of the cartel, but he doesn't really recognize them as his family anymore. He's got a different girlfriend now, and he just kind of comes and visits them every now and then, and like beats the mom. Kind of is like all you get from him at the beginning. Yeah. And then pretty much you get another scene where like the kind of older guy shows up. I don't know how old this guy is. Probably like 16, I guess, because the rest of these are like young kids. They're like 10, like I said. And like he's trying to, because Billy kind of beat on his 2 underlings. He's trying to get Billy to apologize, steals his soda and kind of starts beating on him, man. And like he kind of whoops his ass, dude. It gets brutal. He kicks his teeth out. And this is like the life-changing event where like Billy goes from man to beast, literally.
Literally, yeah.
But it's kind of working on the metaphor too. Like this is where kind of he loses his humanity for the most part. He apes out, turns into a chimpanzee, and kind of just throws some kids around and goes home. And his mom just accepts it. You know what I mean? She feels bad, but like this is a kind of a thing that happens in this world. Like there are certain people that become beasties at certain parts in their life. It's almost like the X-Men.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Kind of like when they become teenagers, the mutant gene activates, so you don't know who is or who isn't till their teenage years, right? So yeah.
So like his dad comes home and sees he's a beastie now, and he's like, "Well, that's not my son," and like it kind of gives the mom some shit, and
Real
this is where we
douche.
meet my favorite character, man, out of the entire series. Hamid is so fucking cool. He like shows up and he's kind of like telling Billy that like, dude, like you don't gotta feel so bad. I know it's gonna be hard getting girls now, but like like there are so many cool things about being a beastie. And he's like, here, come hang out with me for a minute. And like he kind of they kind of have a moment, you know what I mean? They kind of become boys, even though I don't know how old. They never say how old Hamid and Zatoichi are, but like they're probably closer to adults than
I'd say young 20s probably.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird that he is kind of recruiting this 10-year-old, but like
that's what gangs do, right?
Yeah. So basically that chain that Marco, the head bully, wears belongs to Hamid. And like he's kind of shows up and he's like, dude, you're gonna break yourself, you know what I mean? And like the little dudes try to pull knives on him and shit, and Hamid just straight pulls out a heater, man. He's got a 38 and he's just like, what now? So they grab Marco and they drag him into the alley and they beat the piss out of him. And basically Hamid gives Billy the gun and it's like, smoke this fool. We're kings, man. We can do anything. We're gods of this world. And Hamid and Billy just caps him, man. Just straight blows his lid off. And you kind of get this kind of scene where he's just like, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's really well drawn, man. I fucking love Soroush's art. Like I kind of want to pause for a minute and just talk about that for a second. Like this is one of the most gorgeous series out right now, in my opinion. Like it just, the motion is like Daniel Warren Johnson, but like even more detailed. Like I do not know why this guy is not better known. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's beautiful. All the pages. I mean,
even the violence, even when it gets gory, it just looks so beautiful. You just stop and stare at the panels.
Yeah. And he holds back, I find, a little bit because this one's colored. And you really, like you said, the Daniel Warren Johnson aspects of his art really come through in the second volume because it's black and white.
Oh, definitely.
So he really works with the line work for motion. In this one, he because it's colored, he uses blurs a little bit, like the blur effect with the colors. But in the black and white one, he goes really with his line art to accentuate motion with the lines and everything. It's really, really cool. It's nice to see the contrast of the two, though, right? His colored art as opposed to his black and white. And I don't know, man. I have a hard time picking which one I prefer because they're both
real,
amazing. Yeah,
both just gorgeous books.
Yeah.
So like after smoking that fool, Billy goes home and like finds his mom gut shot pretty much, and like sees that the old man's still there, and like but he's still got that gun that that Ahmed gave him. So like he pulls it and he's like, dude, I'm gonna smoke you. And the dad's like, kind of do it. At this point, like in a weird way, they're kind of explaining how Billy kind of, even though he hated his dad and his dad was never really around, he modeled himself after him in a fashion, you know what I mean? Like tried to be like him. So like he hesitates and his dad straight smokes him in the ear and he runs off. And basically you got this really great, I love this shot of him just sitting there after running from his dad, like leaning up against that brick wall. Like, God damn, looks so good.
Beautiful splash page. And, like you were saying, how he models himself. Just wanted to say bye to Spank. He's probably heading to bed. He's in UK time, so he's a little later. But like you said, how he models himself after his dad. I think like a lot of little kids are like, if they want the validation, the recognition from their parents, the love, maybe like you think if I'm more like my father, he'll love me more, right? So that's probably why in his mind he wants to be more like his dad, so his dad will love him, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because like there was a time where his dad actually did care. Like when he first like became a gangster, like his dad got into it to like protect the family, but like after a while he just loved the life, you know what I mean? And kind of and like, this is he goes and finds Hamid, and like Hamid's like, okay, but I'll help you smoke your dad, but like we need to get this other guy, my homie Zatoichi. and Zato is, I don't know if he's actually blind like the original character Zatoichi, but like he rocks two katanas and like he's gangster, man. And basically he's kind of like, Hamid, how old is this kid? And Hamid's like, he's 10. And like, he's just like, dude, you're too old to be doing this shit. And he's like, yeah, but look at this kid's determination. And like, he kind of sees just the power, the hatred emanating off of Billy. So he's just like, okay, cool. Yeah, we're going to do this. So they set up and like, they stake out like the old man's like, rounds pretty much, and like they're waiting for a good place to attack him. So like they get him after he's leaving this laundromat that he's shaking down. And like, dude, this is when the art just gets so much crazier, because this is when the real action starts. And then they hop down, they jack this really cool I think that's an Impala. And
it looks like it, yeah.
I mean, it's got the three lights like it, but like I think that he drew it legally distinct, so like he didn't get busted. He kind of does that with a lot of things in this series. Like in the second book, like there's a you can tell that the characters are clearly listening to Gangster's Paradise by Coolio, but he's changed the lyrics enough that like so he won't get caught. But they jack this car, and like they have this pretty cool car chase with his dad until they get to like his little garage, and like that's when it gets gangster, man. Like they're sneaking in, they meet this bird girl, which I thought was a pretty cool scene. Like she's just chilling, they're asking her like if she can give him any information, and then Hamid tries to hit on her. Little stuff like that just gives it so much more heart, you know what I mean? Makes it like makes the character so much more alive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they break into the garage, and like they kind of like baiting the guys so like Zatoichi can sneak up behind him and just like cut these first fools up. Then Billy, he like just pulls this door off the car and like uses it as his battering ram against these other guys to get into his dad's office. And then there he kind of just shows his true metal, like the beast that he's actually become. He like smokes the little underling in front of his dad, and then he asks his dad like, dude, why'd you do it? Why'd you smoke my mom? You know what I mean? She was hot. Like and the dad basically tells him, we get the backstory that like he came back to the house and he was telling the mom like, dude, if I ever see that freak in this house again, I'm gonna kill both of you. So she stabs him in the back, and that's why he shoots her. And that's all Billy needed to hear. Like he straight caps his dad. Then this really shows how brutal the little fuckers become. He tells the girlfriend that she's free to leave and straight caps her when she's running out, man. So you're just kind of like, fuck. And in a way, like that's why I always say that this reminds me of City of God meets Sweet Tooth, because this really reminds me of the story of Little Dice at the beginning of City of God, where they just kind of show him shoot his own brother and stuff like that. And then they're about to bounce, but like Zatoichi and Hamid could feel something weird in the room, so they're kind of telling them like look around for something, and they find this mushroom in his dad's bag that's called a king's meal, and it's basically only a mushroom that works on beasties, but what it does is it gives them powers. And they basically say that like, dude, we can sell that for millions of dollars, or you could be an X-Men pretty much, and an X-Men monkey. And like little evil Billy says, I want power. And this is where I kind of going to say I have a total theory about where this series is going to go after the second book. So we're going to cover the second book in a minute, but I definitely have a theory of like how I think the story would flow if Soroush gets to finish these. But also in the back, there's these painted pinups that he did for the book. Oh, so beautiful, man. I would love to get prints of the couple of these, man. Like this one of Hamid coming down on this rhino guy.
Yeah.
Is Billy fighting a bull, cool dude. Yeah, man, that's book one. What did you think after reading this, man? Like
you said, I mean, definitely got that gangster coming of age, but the weight of everything just, I don't know, sours his soul, like you would say, and he becomes like ruthless, probably even worse than his father ever was, right? By the end of the book.
Yeah. So, or at least he's as evil. And what's cool is we kind of see his story mirrored in the second book in a fun way. I really like the way that Soroush did that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like we said, the art was fantastic. And it's what, half the size. The second one is double, probably the number of pages.
I think with the pinups and the covers, the first book is 100 pages, cover to cover.
So it was like a 4-issue miniseries.
And the second one is 240 something pages, 30 something pages.
Yeah, I have it here. Yeah, with the pinups, it's 230. The actual story is 225. Yeah. So yeah, all black and white, which is awesome.
Which is cool because the second book actually kind of becomes more of a manga. It's especially by the end, it kind of has very funny, very cool shonen manga homages to it. You know what I mean? Especially with the big boss fights, because like the second book, like we talked about how big it is, but like literally 2/3 of the book is fucking action scenes, just gorgeous.
Oh yeah,
long. Page after page action scenes, man. Like this book is just packed with them.
Yeah, like what, a 30-page, 25-page fight scene?
The last half of the book is basically 2 boss battles between our new hero Bass or Base. I'm not sure how you're and you know, Joe the Rabbit, and then what's his name? Hookstag or Hag. Stag Hook, something like that. Yeah, the pirate, the pirate reindeer.
Yeah. Yeah. And like this story is within the same universe, but not the same characters. So
right.
That was an interesting choice as well.
This book takes place 30 years after the first book and in a different city, which is why I have a theory about like how the end of the first book ties into this one. We got sequential. What's up, man? Thank you. We appreciate that, sequential.
Go. So you ready to get into it a little bit, or?
Yeah, I got some loaded up. See, the thing is like these books are so long, and I can only load up 100 images at once. I got to stop and like upload more pages. I'm just letting the audience know that why like sometimes I might need you to stretch for time. But yeah, book 2, like we got Bass there. I'm not sure what kind of ape he is. Like I know that Billy was a chimp and that Hamid was a baboon.
Yeah,
and I think Zato was a chimp too. But like I'm not sure what Billy is. Like,
and the character designs are great, right? Like.
Definitely, especially the way that he draws Bass fighting. Like it's like I think Bass does Jeet Kune Do in this book, and like he draws him moving just like Bruce Lee when like he's doing like his move punches. And this is the amazing quote in this book: "You have discovered the road to hell. Now turn around." Like I love that, man. So ominous, so badass. Just sets the tone, and it definitely And here we got like a flash forward kind of in the book, but basically it starts, we got little man Dante, and he's kind of training himself to be a swordsman with his bokken. He's like whacking the tree, and his grandpa calls him, and he's working on in a car, and like you find out that they're mechanics pretty much, and they're very warm and loving people. So like they make you care about him right away. So you know in this series something fucked up's about to happen to them.
yeah, for sure. Especially when the 2 thugs show up.
Yeah, which are great too. Like we got
they're good, especially what's the one with the neck tattoo?
Giovanni. Yeah, you got Giovanni.
Oh,
and Madrid. Yeah, the two thugs that basically start all the shit. Like they are the.
But I mean, Madrid's like calm and collected, and what's the other guy's name? Giovanni, you said?
Yeah, Giovanni. He's basically the cheddar Bob. He's like the idiot that they should have let in a gang, but like he's in one.
Always trying to prove himself, you know, like being overcompensating for like people not respecting him and stuff like that. So always wanting more. Whereas Madrid, he's just, you know, this is the position I have within the gang. He's comfortable. he's like, he knows his lane and he's comfortable in it, whereas the other guy just wants to prove himself. He wants to be the top dog, but he's a fuck up basically, right?
Yeah, Giovanni, and yeah, there's lots of great scenes with him
Yeah.
in the future of the book.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, basically they show up and like they're shaking down the old man for more money. They're basically there for protection, but they're like, we got to re-up it because of stuff. And like he's like telling him he doesn't have more money, so like they're beating on him. So the little kid sees it. He goes and gets his boken, and like he jumps down and like he just whacks Giovanni right in the
Mm-hmm.
fucking neck. And it doesn't do too much. And Madrid like kicks him. They start beating the hell out of the boy, and that's when somebody interesting walks into the garage. He's just kind of minding his own business at first.
Super nonchalant,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
What's
basically,
that? The twink or sushi, wrapped sushi cake
yeah.
or something? Yeah, he just grabs a magazine, sits down, just all super cool, like. Yeah.
But then they start talking about stealing the car that the old man's working on for collateral, and that's when the stranger kind of speaks up. He's like hell, that's my ride. You know what I mean? So basically, like they start having a throwdown, and like the gangsters automatically think that like this guy's a ringer, that like he's a bodyguard that they handle, that the old man hired, and like so he basically just fucks up Giovanni. Like he puts his head through a coffee table and sends him packing though. Like he's not evil, you know what I mean? He just knows how to fight really well, and you kind of see little flashes of his past as you read this book.
Yeah. And you get a little taste of that Daniel Warren Johnson in that first scene where the guy pulls the gun, the motion lines and stuff like that. You get a little taste of, like you were saying.
Yeah, here's
That's the elbow to the fucking face, and then smashing him through the coffee table. That's just the beginning, because this book gets even more.
Yeah, that's a warm up. See, that's the thing. This book is all about escalation. It shows you how like kind of a dumb like mess up can like lead to everybody getting fucked up pretty much, man. That's kind of how where you're headed with this one, and it's a great journey. So yeah, they go packing, and basically Bass is like, yeah, calling when my car's fixed, and the kid's like, dude, you can't leave. You just made shit so much worse for us. You know what I mean? Like, how are we gonna fix your car with? And he's just kind of like, I think I helped you enough today. He's kind of being a fucking dick, like
Well, he was trying to stay out of it, right? And then, he got kind of pulled in.
Yeah, he is a reluctant hero. You know what I mean? Like this book, in a way, kind of reminds me of Kurosawa's Yojimbo. In a way, though, like by the end, like he kind of ends up working.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But like, yeah, you see that basically like the gang kind of lives in this big silo, which is kind of crazy, kind of a cool idea. I never seen a gang like hang out in a silo before, so that kind of cracked me up. There's a lot of stuff in this book that cracks me up. This one is a lot funnier than the first one. The first one was kind of more dramatic. This one has a lot more, like, it's dark humor, it's mean-spirited humor, but like it's so great. And so like they're back at the hangout, and like Madrid's basically setting Giovanni up. He's like, they're gonna make fun of you when we get in there, right? You're gonna have to be a gangster about it. You can't be a little bitch, okay? And so then you kind of like get to see the rest of the gang. There's like Joe the Rabbit, who's kind of like second in charge.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool, but like there is one character that's about to get introduced that steals the show. Yeah, I gotta look some more pictures really fast.
Yeah. I know which character you're talking about. He is fantastic. Definitely, I agree with you. One of the best, probably my favorite character as well. He gets a pretty long, I wouldn't say a story arc, but he's in a lot of the scenes going right up to the end. He's there right to the end, and he's great. Like you said, he's the guy who adds like a little bit of that comic relief, the humor, right, to the book. And his design is great, right? Like who I would cast? Like if you did an animated version of this, who I'd cast to do the voice of this character?
Charlie Day.
Yeah, but I was thinking more along the lines of Danny DeVito.
Okay, well, same TV show.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but yeah, Charlie Day. Yeah, I could see it too. Yeah.
But here's the character we're talking about, Stone the
Stone.
Penguin, man. And
Yeah.
he is so great. Like, here's him just capping on Giovanni. He like basically ribs him the entire book after this point. He's just constantly giving him shit. Like, yeah, Stone is great though. Like, he's kind of the voice of reason the entire book.
He is the voice of reason. Like, well, we go back to the mechanic's place, and he is totally the voice of reason in that whole situation, right? Like, anyway, we'll get to that later, but yeah, he's a great character. Like you said, probably my favorite character in this book. Like, personality wise, like definitely brings a lot to the story.
Yeah. And basically they're explaining themselves, and Joe the Rabbit like telling them that they're a bunch of punks, they got to go back, and like they're whining a little bit, so you get to see Joe the Rabbit's power, and basically he's Darth Vader. He can force choke, and basically he's telekinetic, and like he can move and operate things that are far away from me. He's pretty cool. I like Joe the Rabbit until like you get to his end fight, and like just the way Bass breaks him down. It's so great. We'll get to that though. And here's another great scene where Stone's like making fun of Giovanni because the rest of them just brought pistols, and he's sitting there with this big ass AK. And he's like, "You trying to compensate for something there, bud?" They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck these guys up."
And just how he draws the eyes and how he looks over at him, like, you could just see the condescension in the face, when he talks to him and stuff. So funny. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, Stone is fantastic. Yeah, so they're on their way to the mechanics, right? Where they hop in the car.
Yeah, they get there and they're basically like, they tell the kid to get down, and they just shoot the place up. They're not trying to kill nobody, but like they're there to trash the place. And the old man shows up and he's like, "What the hell are you guys doing? Why are you doing this?" And they're like, "Well, get that bodyguard out here. We're gonna fucking kill him. We're gonna kick his ass." And like the old man's like, "What bodyguard, dude?" Like, and they kind of break it down, and he's like, "No, dude, that guy was a customer." So like, Stone starts making fun of Giovanni again. He wasn't a bodyguard. He kicked this guy's ass for free.
Yeah, and then he's embarrassed about how dumb the situation is and kind of apologizes to him and everything. Like that scene where he just he's like, "Oh, fuck, two fuck ups here," like, yeah.
And so Giovanni, like not wanting to leave empty handed and trying to be all badass, he like steals Bass's car, which Bass is very protective of if you haven't.
Little John Wick-ish, right? Take the car.
And then
wrong move, buddy.
Yeah. And then we get a nice Western homage where like Bass shows up to a bar completely full of people that you've already seen are in the same gang as Giovanni and Madrid, and he orders milk.
Yeah.
So like everybody's giving him shit for it, and he's just kind of like, "Well, what did milk ever do to you fuckers?" You know what I mean? It's kind of like his comeback to everybody hating on his milk drink. And this is like probably the first really, really great action scene, man. Like the ones leading up to this have been fun, but this one's hilarious too, just with some of the outcomes that happen and some of the conversations that happen in it. I gotta load up some of them.
Yeah, and it just so happens. Did you get to the part where he's introduced to all the baddies yet? Those are the ones you're loading now, right?
Yeah, he's kind of flirting with this chick at the bar, and like you kind of see
turns out, it's Giovanni's lady, man. So turns around, he's like, "Hey, buddy, stop talking to my lady." Turns him around. Oh shit, it's you! Like, you could see his like, man, you could just the facial expressions are fantastic, eh? When like, especially with Giovanni, the way he draws his face and his facial expressions, like Soroush does a fantastic job there.
Yeah, dude, his characters are just so great. Like,
the
whole book just looks so amazing. Like, honestly, like I keep comparing it to a manga, but like he draws the backgrounds and everything, so it's like even so much better looking than like most mangas that are like this. You know what I mean? And another thing is like with this action, you're never like stop wondering, what am I looking at? Like, kind of like some of the books that he's homaging in here, he actually kind of draws better than they do. Like in my opinion, this book is as well drawn as the Akira manga, which is probably one of the most gorgeous books ever drawn in black and white. And like I'd say that this book is kind of
is on par
artistically, yeah.
Pretty close to it, yeah. If it's not on par, it's pretty damn close.
So like basically everybody starts pulling out their guns and talking shit, and like Bass is still just kind of like whatever, you know what I mean? I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
So like,
but there's a little, you didn't show it, but there's a little panel where he puts his milk down, and that's the first little hint.
Oh, that he does have powers, which
that he does have powers. Yeah, that's your first little clue, a little hint that he's not your average. What do you call it? What do they call him?
Beastie.
He's not your average beastie. Yeah, exactly. So,
but like I love that he like throughout the book he never uses weapons though. He beats everybody's ass with his hands.
Yeah, yeah.
But like yeah, there's this great exchange where like he throws his milk bottle at Giovanni and then ducks the bullet and it hits the bartender when he's coming up with
splits his hair, and it splits his hair a little bit as he's dodging it. Fantastic. Like, I mean, that's a great sequence. Fantastic sequence. Love it. Oh yeah, and because he gets hot when he starts to use like channeling his powers. So he was holding the milk in his hand, and when he throws at Giovanni, when he shoots it, the milk flies in his face, but it's boiling milk, so it like burns his face. You can't see. It's great. I love that.
And then here's him just completely like walling Giovanni. Like just wall punches him, man. So gangster.
And I like the force. Like, go back. Do you have that panel? Like you see the ring with the line, like just the power, the force of the shot. I love how he interprets that in his drawings. Like, very cool. Yeah. And
so now like everything's getting really heated, man. Like all the gangsters got their guns out. They're talking shit. They're like, hey man,
Stone's still talking shit too. Like, what did I expect from
Giovanni? Yeah, like, oh, this whole fight, like he's just horrible to the underlings, man. Like so like you get to see Stone's gun. It's basically like the graviton beam emitter from Blam. Like it just blows holes through shit. So like depending on how hard he turns it up, so it's pretty crazy. And like Stone actually kills more of like his guys than Bass does. But you kind of get some exposition here. Like you see that Stone has these grenades that are ice bombs, and like they basically kind of like a big frozen booger, and like that's some handy information. But this is where like Bass kind of gets tired of playing with these fools. He's like starts smoking them. He like puts a pool cue through this one guy.
Frick, throws a pool table at him too. I mean, damn. Yeah, this is from this point on, the action ramps up pretty steady all throughout. You get these little quiet moments, but all in all, there's a lot more action in this one than the first volume.
And this is hella funny because like Stone is just kind of firing wild at Bass, and like he's shooting his own guys, and then like he shoots this one guy and he goes, "Crap! Oh, it's just you, Blake. The world's a better place without you." He's a great character, man.
Yeah, and I love how you can see, like, you see through him, like when the bomb goes through his body, you see Stone's face through the rib cage. It's good. I love those shots where you like bullet holes and you see the character through the hole. You know, those. I mean, people could draw a million of those, and it never gets old for me. Yeah, love that. And here we go with like, this is where the video game stuff kind of comes in, right? Where Bass takes out Stone. You get that first feel of like that video game stuff, like KO.
Yeah, video game / shonen manga.
Yeah, like if you like Street Fighter, like the Capcom versus Marvel, man, you'll love the action in this because it definitely kind of echoes those kind of fighter video games. A lot of style.
This part cracks me up so bad. It's like Stone looks around at all the damage that's been caused, and he's like, "Well, shit. Well, how about you join our gang?"
Yeah, yeah.
That's basically like the recourse. Like, dude, you're fucking obviously badass. Like, you should join us. You know what I mean? And like, Bass kind of plays with him. He's like, well, what are you offering? You know what I mean? He kind of like pretends like he's interested for a second, and he's like, you know what? Hell no. And that's when you get introduced to like the main bad guy. This reindeer. I guess he's an elk, and he's a pirate too, and like he's got this very Mike Mignola-esque retractable chain arm that shoots out this anchor, and basically
he's a dire elk. It's written Captain Hookstag.
Hookstag, yeah,
a dire elk.
He knocks out. Hang on, I gotta let my cat out. Fuck him.
Yeah. See, like right here, this is what I was talking about. This is where like the video game stuff comes in. KO, you get that across, and as you go, as he starts using his powers more, you'll get like these little boxes down in the corner that describes like the move, his finishing move that he's charging up to do. As the fights intensify, you get these beautiful splash pages, and it's fun stuff. Let's see, media. What's the next one? So we go back to the. So yeah, he knocks him out, right? And they take him back. They capture.
Yeah, they capture Bass, and then like you get flashback to little Dante and Gramps, and Gramps is basically telling him that like our place is shot up, man. We're gonna have to move. And Dante kind of like says like, "Nah, man, this is our home, and like we got to find that monkey. He's got to help us." So like, but the old man kind of like thinks that the kid's like gonna follow his word. You know what I mean? And basically, yeah, you got Bass waking up, and he's like tied up next to this other guy, and like this is where like Hookstag really becomes like one of the funniest villains ever, because like he does this monologue to them about how when he was a kid, like he was made to raise these animals by his dad, but then like he also had to butcher them after naming them and eat them, and it's a gruesome story, but it shouldn't be funny. But the way that Soroush writes it, it's actually pretty hysterical. Like, and in a weird way, it kind of reminds me of the stories that you told about your grandma.
The kittens.
Yeah,
it's rough, but what are you gonna do? Back in the old days, you know, they were 11, man, 11 kids. She had a lot of mouths to feed. They couldn't afford to feed the endless number of cats.
And while that's going on, like the old man realizes that Dante's gone missing, and like, yeah, little man, he stole the little delivery pickup truck, all Japanese style. I love those little trucks like that. And he's going to he stole his dad's sword. Like you basically kind of keep getting these backstories for Dante, that his parents were like either in a gang or they fought against gangs. Right, Joe?
Yeah, well, there's more to him than meets the eye, right? Like, you know, it's that old story where he just finds something peaceful that he can do, and it's slowly revealed that, you know, in his younger years he might have been something more. Yeah. And you see it in the kid. The kid inherits that fight in him.
Yeah.
That fighting spirit, right? The little kid thinks he can take on the world, which is adorable in its own way.
So yeah, meanwhile, like, yeah, the deer stag, he's still giving his little monologue, and Giovanni, he's trying to get some car sex going on, and his girlfriend's kind of like not too into it, but he's like trying to get her into it. When little Giovanni just straight up shows up and fucking impales him with the katana. And this is like that escalation that I was talking about. Like he like pulls it out, so you know that, like, I mean, like, yeah, and kind of in a weird way, it kind of represent they don't underdo like what a sword in the belly will do. It actually, like, you know, smokes Giovanni, and like Dante's bouncing, and he runs into Madrid, and Madrid's like, "Oh, hey, isn't that kid?" And then he realizes that he's covered in blood. So you know, Madrid like runs over to Giovanni's car.
Yeah. And I mean, they're pretty good friends, right? Like, despite Giovanni's shortcomings and being a jerk, I mean, Madrid really you see it here too when he's crying and stuff. You really get a feel for, they had each other's backs.
Well,
Especially
yeah,
that first scene in the beginning where they're sitting in the car and he's just trying to reassure Giovanni, like, come on, dude, like, yeah. So it's one of the more touching stories between the gangsters. Like, this is where I really grew fond of Madrid. You really see the guy has like a heart, and you know.
yeah. And it's hella funny. Like Madrid comes in to tell the boss that like Giovanni got smoked, and basically says the kid did it. And then finally Bass realizes that like shit, like I actually gonna have to save these fucking people.
Yeah, because now they're gonna be after that little kid now, right?
Right.
Well, that little kid, man, he's too courageous for his own good. And now, whether Bass likes it or not, he's getting dragged into it.
Well, and the neat thing, like I said, like little Dante's story kind of mirrors Billy's from the first book. He is
to a lesser degree, because his grandfather was a good example, a good presence in his life. So
that's what I'm gonna say. Like but like kind of reversed. Like
yeah,
in a weird way, he's kind of the anti-Billy, which makes me think that like I'll get into my my theory when we're done.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think you'll like it. I think you'll probably agree with it too.
Well, this, like you said, this is 30 years into the future. So if Billy is still alive, I mean, he'd be what? He was 10?
Yeah,
so he'd be in his 40s, right?
Right.
Yeah. So if he was a gangster, he'd probably be like the head honcho for sure by then, if he's still alive.
But like most monologuing villains, Deerstag left Bass alone with the other guy. So like Bass basically, and they didn't tie his feet up. So basically, like he uses his feet to untie the other guy that's in the jail with him, and they escape. And like a fucking homie's got a straight chop saw.
And so Soroush does a great job of often showing Bass's feet, so you can see early on when he walks in, they show his feet, like he has sneakers, but he's got like
they're cut open, so
his feet are like hands. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you get this fucking little Dante comes home and basically like bummed out, like he doesn't I like that they kind of give that feeling that like he didn't get the revenge he wanted, you know what I mean? It was hollow, him killing Giovanni. He just kind of comes home weepy, you know what I mean?
Well, it's not easy taking a life, right? So he's starting to realize that, and poor little kid's so upset he pukes.
But the gangsters are right behind him, man. They're pulling up, and like you find out that Gramps is a gangster though himself, man. Like he's not taking any prisoners. He starts beating all the human gangsters' ass to the point where like basically Joe the Rabbit has to Darth Vader the place. You know what I mean? Like he's and that this is where you kind of learn that like the villains in this, they rely too heavily on their King's Meal mutant powers. You know what I mean? Like they're but like there's him throwing the old man around, and they knock out Dante, and basically Joe the Rabbit he collapses the ceiling down on Pops and like sets the oven so the place explodes. And meanwhile Bass and the little gangster kid, they split off from each other, and he basically tells him that like, yo, if you ever need any help, I owe you one, so like check my gang, you know what I mean? Like we'll owe you one, because my boss
call in the favor. Yeah,
my boss will be pissed about what they did to me, so like you've earned some good grace across town.
I guess this is where your theory comes in, right?
A bit. I'm not sure where his gang's gonna tie in, but like I definitely with
right, because this is the introduction of another gang that you don't see, so it could be Billy's gang.
Yeah, but like basically,
I see. I see where you're going.
Bass pulls up to Gramps' garage and it's just burning. And this is where you kind of start seeing like flashbacks of him, like where he kind of
Mhm.
has a history with fire, where he boiled milk earlier. So like, yeah, they're kind of dropping some not so subtle hints. But like he goes in, he gets Gramps in the sword, and like he realizes that like, yo, I gotta go save little man Dante. And after this point, like the entire rest of the book is just a boss battle, pretty much. You got the deer guy giving another monologue to little Dante, pretty much about the killing the animals and stuff. I don't know why it's
Yeah.
so funny to me, but like those monologues, I guess because he's written to talk like a pirate, so it's all ye, R and ye and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we get some really cool car combat, which is really well done. Like I said, like Akira, and this is probably one of my favorite sequences in the book. There's this henchman called Khalid, and like basically Bass hits his truck to where like he's swerving out of control, and he just yells, "Khalid will live!" And then the next page, you just fucking see him completely hitting
Thrown
a
from the
rail.
vehicle. Yeah.
Hitting a K-rail and getting thrown from the vehicle. So it's hella funny. And like this next little battle is hella cool because like Joe the Rabbit, he uses his Obi-Wan his Darth Vader shit. He like lifts up the car that Bass is in,
Yeah.
and then Bass just kind of like runs down the hood.
Yeah, it's just some good Fast and Furious shit there too. That whole it's what one? Let's see. One.
Oh, the car fights?
Two,
Yeah, that
three,
takes up a good
4,
10, 12
5,
pages.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 11 pages of just a car chase, but so well done. Like it's great. Fantastic. And like you said, this you go back to the car chase scene and all that action, and like you said, it mirrors the quality of Akira, no doubt. Like you get the backgrounds, you get that. Do you have that after he lifts the car? That one shot where the car hits the rail head on. You see the cityscape in the back and everything. I mean, fuck, that is a gorgeous shot.
Oh, this one here?
That one too, yeah, where they're going down. But there's this other one here where the car wrecks. Right there, where the car wrecks, and you get to see the city in the background. Like fantastic stuff, man. Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically from now to the end, it's just nonstop action, right?
Yeah, and Joe the Rabbit's basically telling him, like, oh, dude, you don't understand your place in the world. See, like, I follow orders. I'm a good soldier. And he's giving him this whole spiel about like how he doesn't understand the way things are supposed to go in the world. Meanwhile, Bass is just like, you mean like, so I'm not a little bitch like you that needs to get told everything. They're like, so I'm living life wrong. And like it's just this great fight where like he throws this car at him, but like because Bass is such a badass, he's just able to catch it, and like they kind of he's able to like actually push against
put that one back up
where they kind of show his like what's it called, the lunar break.
Yeah, down in the corner you get like these little, they have names for their little power moves and stuff, which is super cool. You know, like him with his, he makes that giant rabbit show up. It's called the lunar break. And you see as they use their powers and power up, Soroush decided to give like every little move, every power, kind of their own little like finishing move has a name and everything. And they put the little box in the corner. I like that. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, going all manga style.
Yeah. I like it. Like giving the finishing moves names and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. It's fun.
So yeah, basically, Bass is able to shove the car out of the way and like kind of make Joe the Rabbit look the opposite way, and he just like clocks him, knocks him the fuck out. So that makes Deer Stag jump down, and like this is like the final boss battle. But I love this like last scene where you see Joe the Rabbit just like smear on the sidewalk, and he like sits up a little bit and just drops down. So fucking well rendered, man. Like Oh man, this book is beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. The black and white. When I saw it was black and white, I was like, "Oh fuck yeah!"
I think some of it might be sequential, but a lot of it looks like he actually did grayscale with a pencil. Maybe I mean,
Uh, if you go,
I'm not sure how much is digital. It's hard for me to tell, man. Like,
if you go on Instagram, you can find him on Koteri Inc. That's how you can find him. He has some process stuff. He has some videos that he posts up there on Instagram. I think that's the only place you can find him is on Instagram. I think so. Anyway, we have it on the little Tinker tape on the bottom there. All his social media handles are what is it? Koteri Inc. Or anyway, I have it. It's coming up there. You could check it out. You could go follow him on Koteri Inc. Right there. That's his handle on socials. I think the only place I found him was on Instagram. So go follow him on Instagram. He posts a bunch of stuff. He gives little tricks, like really short tutorials on how to do stuff and tips and stuff like that. So yeah, so you can find him there.
Joe the Rabbit Smash. So like basically, the deer stag guy jumps down, and like this is where you kind of like learn that like some of these guys, man, they don't actually know how to fight. They just rely really heavily on like their superpowers. But like basically he's like shooting his anchor out, thinking that he's gonna catch bass by surprise again. But like basically he's just like sticking and moving. And meanwhile, like he kind of pulls out this crappy shield thing that like that's kind of like how he kind of keeps what's his Bass at bay for a little bit, but he explains that like only my hook will be able to stop him.
See,
Meanwhile,
there too, they have what is it called? King Metal ability Stag Fortress is his big shield. He calls it the Stag Fortress. You get that little box up in the corner there.
yeah.
Again, I like that. That is so cool.
Yeah, very Fist of the North Star, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like meanwhile up on the bridge, like the kids kind of like talking to Stone and Madrid, but Madrid's like so still stuck on like crying about Giovanni. And this is one of my favorite parts because Stone the Penguin just kind of breaks down for him that like I understand he was your boy and shit, but like he was a fucking asshole and he deserved to die. As a matter of fact, we kind of all deserve to die. We're gangsters, we're pieces of shit. But like I know that you feel for your friend, but like he ain't worth crying for. It's so fucking great, dude.
Yeah, Stone. It's just straight shooting, the whole time. Like very self-aware, right? Like, being a gangster, this shit's coming. You welcome it, right? So don't get mad if you fucking kick someone's ass and they come for you, You're like, it's part of the game. Yeah. And then Stag Hook.
Yeah, he basically like punches uses the shield and kind of like knocks Bass up, and he kind of runs into Stone, and like he kind of does a sleight of hand, grabs one of his ice grenades because like Hookstag said only his steel hook could break through his shield. So Bass had like a really cool plan, and like basically he uses the ice grenade to stick his hook to the ground, and
he breaks the chain. Yeah, it breaks the chain because it's frozen. Yeah.
So he gets that, and like he basically spins it around, and like he hooks it into Hookstag's shield, and like and then he jump kicks through it. And so like at this point, like there's nothing stopping him. So like he just kind of Jeet Kune Do's his ass and shows him how a real man fights. Like he
drop kick dragon.
I like the drum and bass better. That's like my favorite movie is.
Yeah, I put that as one of the backgrounds. Side to side. Yeah, drum and bass. Yeah. I love that too. The sequentialness of it. Like right in the panel. Da, da, da. Just back and forth, really building up his power. And then just unloads on him. Awesome.
beats him the fuck down.
Yeah. Then the classic with the blood flying out.
Yeah, and then you
that little cough kind of thing.
and then like you said, once again, man, after like kicking some mad ass, you see like just steam and smoke coming off of
when he screams, yeah, you get all the
off
fucking...
of Bass. But like yeah, like it is bit
It's
of his
great.
about to get explained a little bit.
Yeah, and I love it. He makes the scene, it starts to rain, so you really see the steam coming off him. That is just that's perfection right there. I love that. Great creative choice there.
So,
which is cool. Helps him cool off, you know.
And then little Dante, he comes down and like he's not satisfied. He's gonna like murder Hookstag and stuff, and like Bass just stops him, man. He's like, dude, you don't want this. You found the door, you found the road to hell. Now turn around. That's where that great quote comes from. And like this is where I'm saying that like little Dante is like the opposite of Billy, you know, like where Hamid was there to like tell Billy that like we're kings. We don't fucking answer to anybody, you know what I mean? Shoot this fool. Like little Dante had Bass there to like tell him not to go, even though he did kill Giovanni already. But like, and pretty much they kind of leave him alive. You know what I mean? I really like the ending of this. You know, like in a way, I kind of get this feeling that maybe at some point later on, like if Soroush gets to keep writing these, that Stone will probably join Bass and Dante's gang. That could be fun. But like basically leaving Hookstag like actually finally recognizes who Bass is. He says that you're the basilisk, you're the fire breather. I've heard of you, which makes you know that like basically Bass is a man of repute. He's got a reputation. He's a gangster, which makes me think that he was from Billy's gang in the future.
Okay.
And basically that's going to be like the big come up, you know what I mean? And he's going to at some point, I think little Dante is going to transmutate. He's going to become a beastie. He's going to eat a king's meal, and basically they're going to towards somewhere at the end of the book, like you're going to get a flashback of Bass that's going to be kind of like maybe the beginning the what's the King's Egg arc of Berserk, where like basically you kind of learn the backstory of Guts working with Griffith, and I think that like that's kind of like what he's got planned. I think that Billy's gang probably had something to do with little Dante's folks getting smoked.
Yeah. And so, this is the cover for volume 3, but it doesn't have a release date anymore, so I don't know what's going on. This should be the 3rd and final volume, I think, right?
I don't know if he's going to be finishing it up because it says to be continued, and it looks from the feeling of things, he's still setting things up, because I think that this gang that like they just beat up has no like actual big significance to the storyline. They were just a speed bump in the road. You know what I mean? They were there to help Dante's origin, but like after that, like they don't have any big tie to Billy, or like kind of what I think is going to like lead to like a big conflict, you know, between the. But I don't think that the homeboy who like they met, I don't think he's in Billy's gang. I think that like this gang is going to probably help Bass fight Billy's gang.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I mean, I'd love to get more. Like it was announced that a 3rd volume's coming out, and it is announced quite a while ago.
And like Soroush is working on a different project now, right?
Yeah, I saw him post the next project that he's working on. It isn't, and it's what's it called again? I could go and check, but it's not the Kings of Nowhere. So
it's probably something he's getting paid for, man. Good for him.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like,
but I haven't been seeing him post much about the Kings of Nowhere.
I hope he sticks to it, man. Like this and Joyama are like the stuff that really keeps me going. Like these weird like books that Dark Horse puts out, but they never promote. You know what I mean? Like I don't get it.
Writer and artist of The Wrath of the Pharaoh, an epic high fantasy story set to release in 2025. Right, so
the Feral, that sounds like it might actually be a continuation of this. He just wasn't able to keep the name, and maybe he took it to a different publisher.
I don't know.
Wrath of the Feral, because that sounds like it's about beasties too. You know what I mean? The Feral.
Well, he has like they're creatures for sure,
Okay.
but you know, but they have like it looks more medieval, like with bow and arrows and shit like that. Like he has some cover art here.
I'm here for it, man. And
Mm.
like, hey, Soroush, if you ever actually end up watching this, man, like I want you to know that like there are people out there that get it, man. People that smell what you're stepping in, and we love it, and we want more. Like, dude, like,
Mm-hmm.
and we're championing for you, man. Like, I'll do anything to get people to check out your stuff. Like I said, man, like I absolutely love these two books. They're some of my favorite stuff that's come out in a couple years, and I'm so happy Joe finally got around to reading it so we could cover it because I actually read these about like what 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'd say. Well, yeah, the first one 2 years ago for sure because it was on your list, the end of year list, and I think the volume 2 came out last summer. Not this
Yeah,
past summer, but the one before. So, I mean, it's been almost 2 years now that volume 2 came out. So,
but I mean, he writing and drawing this shit and like it
yeah.
looking this good, like it might take a while, man. Like,
Mm. But I mean, it already had a release date, so it must have been somewhat, advanced. But he has I think he has, yeah, he has a Patreon. You can go on his Patreon. He has an art book for sale there. He has a commissions form, so you can ask for commissions. He has a Discord and a Patreon. So those are all the different ways you can go find him. Kateri Inc. on socials. Yeah, that's his pen name, I guess. Very cool stuff, man. Yeah. Great action, nonstop action, fantastic stuff.
it could be a kingpin. Like he is drawing kind of furry stuff. You know, I'm pretty sure that like there probably is some people out there that like watch Bass kicking some ass thinking like that's hot, dog. So it could be a kingpin.
Yeah, so man, yeah, that's Kings of Nowhere. I think yeah, you can still find them easily.
Yeah, and I don't think that like you're gonna have to pay more than cover price for them. You know what I mean? Like as
Well,
far as I know,
this came out. This didn't come out as floppies. I think it just came out as graphic novels. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like how Dark Horse does. They do a certain amount each year, and like for some reason, some of the best shit that they put out, they never promote or they never even really let you know that they're putting out. You know what I mean? Like this in Joyama, like if I didn't stumble on them by accident, like I don't think I'd ever find them. You know what I mean? Like they don't put them on their website, they don't do their YouTube videos for them. Like it's like what the fuck, dude?
So usually, if you go on like Amazon, they usually have a release date, and usually when a book is on either been canceled or it usually switches to this title has not yet been released if it's past the original uh release date that it was originally. So I don't know, like I mean it even has the number of pages. It was supposed to be 232 pages. uh it was originally volume 3 was supposed to drop January. Oh, okay, yeah. It's because see, this is what I'm talking about. Now the publication date is written January 2nd, 2079. That's what they do when something gets either pushed back or canceled and there's no updates on it. So I don't know. I have no I hope
27.
it yeah, I hope it comes out, but I mean, as of right now, he hasn't posted much on his socials, and I don't see any updates for release dates through Dark Horse or any other places where you could buy it or pre-order it.
I know what you mean, sequential. Like most comics, they seem like they want to rush through the action, and they kind of just do it like in one big panel or a couple big panels. They'll like do the big action scene, and it'll only be a few pages long. So it is really cool. Like that's why I really like this and like the book where I keep talking about Joyama because like these guys just enjoy doing like page after page of action sequences, man, and they're just glorious. Like I'm not kidding. Like the last 100 pages of book 2 of Kings of Nowhere is basically nonstop action, man.
Mhm. Yeah. See, the volume 2 was released in April of 2023.
Okay.
So it'll be 2 years this April.
Oh man, it's sad if it gets canceled, man. Because like I love this book. But like I'll be down to check out anything Soroush does, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I have no clue like if it's just delayed or if it's not coming out through Dark Horse anymore and he has to maybe shop it around for another publisher. I have no
Or
idea.
kickstart that shit, man. Like we will have you on the show. We will promote the hell out of book 3 of of Kings of Nowhere, man. If you need us to, brother. Like we are dedicated, like you read about. So
Yeah, man. So I mean, thank you to Soroush for making a fantastic comic. This is definitely fun to read, and the art is amazing.
And from what everything I can find online is Kings of Nowhere book 1 is his breakout work. Like I don't think he did much before that, like if anything.
Yeah, so
like definitely like keep your eye out on this guy. He is a talent to be looking out for, like on the scale of like Daniel Warren Johnson, you know what I mean? Except for this guy, he's kind of really into writing stuff like I was talking about in our body bags episode, man. Like stuff that like mean spirited, that's darkly funny, that's ghastly, you know what I mean? And and 10-year-olds like smoking their dads, you know what I mean? Like good stuff, you know what I mean? You don't get that too much anymore. Everything's edgeless nowadays, so
yeah, definitely highly recommend.
But yeah, what do we got planned? At some point, we're in the near future, we're gonna be doing Creature Commandos.
Yeah, Creature Commandos. We're gonna get that lined up within the next week or two. Try to get that one lined up. So that'll be a Sunday episode because we'll be probably coming back with Sunday Spank for that one.
Yeah.
So we'll do a Sunday afternoon episode for Creature Commandos. Hopefully next Sunday we could get it. I was talking to Spanky earlier this week, so possibly Sunday we could get it going. Get Creature Commandos. See if we can get Phil on board. See if he's working or not. Get him in on that. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, man. Do we got anything planned for the upcoming? We'll have something. We'll have something for you next week for sure.
Probably Thursday for sure. Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of sorry about these gaps between releases, man. But like me and Joe, we've had health issues, and then we've just been busy too, like stuff going on. You know what I mean? But we love you guys. We love doing this. So we'll definitely have something for you next week for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, take it easy till then. We'll see you guys.